I started playing basketball like 5 years old. All my sisters, they played, my brothers played, so it's just like we're a basketball family, so it was, of course I had to play too. I grew up just playing every day. I played lots of sports. I played volleyball, I did softball, I did soccer, I did it all, but basketball just always had like a little special place in my heart. I didn't know that I was not very good when I was young though. I was the awkward tall girl that hadn't grown into her body yet. And I didn't get good till I was like a freshman, like ninth grade, because we only do 3 years of high school in Utah. But yeah, so I realized when I was a sophomore that I wanted to play a D1 at a D1 school, or at least play in college. So I kind of made that my goal, made sure that I put in like all the effort and the extra time rather than just practice. So I'd go in like the gym, get church keys, go and outside wherever I could just to get shots up or practice my game. But I got recruited by BYU when I was a senior, which is kind of late in the game because usually you are signed and committed when you're a junior. And one of my teammates, like how I even got looked at BYU was she invited me to go to their elite camp. And so I went and I played really well there, and that's when I caught their attention and they started emailing me and calling me. And I went on my visit and I still hadn't been offered because I was waiting for, they had no scholarships left for my year. We were waiting for a girl to see if she would come here or if she wouldn't, then I'd get my scholarship. And she ended up going to Purdue. So I got like a call. I was actually at volleyball practice, which is funny, in high school. And like my dad was there and like all my family was there and they offered me on the phone. And I remember, that was like one of the best feelings of my life, just like my dream to play even at like a really good school as BYU. And yeah, all my dreams come true, and that was like my experience growing up playing. When I got here as a freshman, like you come from high school and you're like the top dog, you're the best player on your team. You come here and it's not that. You're the underclassman, you kind of have to work. So that first year was kind of hard. Like you have not very good self-esteem. You think you're bad at this sport. Like I thought I wasn't very good at basketball anymore. But then the next year you figure out like the system, you figure out everything that your coaches want from you. And I started getting playtime and you're just like your self-esteem rises. But the thing is I wasn't even playing the position I wanted. I am I'm a short post. I'm only 6'1". You should be like 6'3" or taller. And I was placed as center, which is crazy because that means I play against like 6'5" or taller. And so I just had to like compete and work hard to even do good against them. But I've seen success because I played center for the last 2 years. Going on my senior year, I finally get to play my position as a forward, which will be fun to not be undersized. But yeah, that's been my experience, yeah. Growing up, I always hurt my left ankle. Always. Every year, I either sprain it, I broke it in high school, and I'm hurt right now. I have a bad sprain, but I don't know why. I just always hurt this left ankle. But I hurt this one when we were playing like 4-on-4, and I went up to grab a pass, and I just came down, and we play against boys sometimes just to like help us increase our speed and our athletic ability. And I landed on one of the boys who's not even on our team, and now came down. I don't cry, so my whole team got freaked out that I was like on the ground bawling. I was in so much pain. But yeah, we're on the road to recovery right now. I broke I think it was my left arm. I was like 8 years old, and me and my brother were on the couch, and we were doing like cool tricks off the couch, and my brother did a really awesome move, and I was really jealous because I was like, I don't know if I can do that. So I was doing tumbling at the time, and I was like, okay, watch this, and I did a cartwheel off the couch, and it just like snapped my arm, and yeah, but it got me out of doing like, I pretended I was actually I think I broke my right hand because I couldn't write with my left hand, so I got out of doing all the schoolwork and stuff because you couldn't read my penmanship. But I think that's the only time I've gotten hurt. I got stitches when I was like 1. My brother was giving me a piggyback ride and dropped me, but other than that, we played Gonzaga my sophomore year, and Gonzaga, they're like our top competitors, and they always win the conference. But we were playing them at home, and it was fourth quarter. I think we were down by 1. And the best part of my game is I get offensive boards, and those girls are really tall, and I got an offensive board. There was like a couple minutes left, and I went up and I got an and one, and like everyone was cheering so loud, and that made me feel so good because like rebounding is all about heart and like how much you want it. You don't have to have like crazy good athletic ability or skill. So it just showed like to them that like I wanted it more. And then we went on and we won the game, and we actually beat Gonzaga for the conference title, and we went to the NCAA tournament, which was fun too. That was a really cool experience. I always wanted to be like my sisters, even though I'm the only one that's ever gone to play on, just because they worked hard. I always liked Dirk Nowitzki off the Mavs. Like, he's just a great post player, and he's got really nice moves. But I don't really have any people I've been like, oh, I want to be them. My high school coach was a big influence. She gave me lots of good critique and like positive. A lot of coaches can get stuck on being negative, but she always like, yes, she'd be rude to me like when I did something wrong, but she always made sure that she picked me back up and made me feel that I still was a good player. And I think that helped me like work harder and want to like impress her, like, if that makes sense, be good for her and good for our team. I think our team, or women's basketball in general, is like a hidden gem. Like, I don't think people appreciate it till they actually put the time in and like go watch our games, because we have fans that when they finally come to a game, they become addicted. Like, they love it. They don't stop coming. We have donors that will put in great money for our program because they love watching us so much. Comparing us to like the men's side of it, yeah, we don't dunk or like do anything fancy, but we're really fundamental, and I personally think we work harder and we work well as a team. Especially, I think our BYU women's team, we all care like really about everyone being successful. We're not just like, it's all me, I want my points, I want my time on the court. We all want to win games, and I think that's different than other sports. As a player, we have practice every day except for Sundays. We practice at 11. We get there at like 10 o'clock, get taped. We practice for 2 to 3 hours a day, and then we go lift. We have film. It's a full-time job. That's what I would say. Like, a lot of people think athletes are kind of spoiled. They don't really have to do a lot or like work at the same time. But what I do is, it is a full-time job. It has a lot of harm on my body. I have to get treatment, make sure that my body's right. I have to eat correctly. Balancing homework and basketball is really hard. My first year, you have a hard time figuring out, but once you like get a planner and like write things out, it makes it easier. On the road, that's like my favorite, is when we travel to games. You go to the airport, you just spend time, you kind of just get like a weekend away to focus on basketball. Yeah, you have to do homework still. You can't just like delete that, but you get like a weekend away to just play basketball and like get to know like your team better. Like, I know in a few years when I'm done, like, I'm not really going to remember the games or like how many points I scored. I'm going to remember like when we go on the bus, like when we have team dinners, watching film, just like goofing around as a team. We play on Thursdays and Saturdays. Thursdays usually a night game, and then Saturdays we play in the afternoon. So it makes it convenient for like families to come and watch on Saturdays more than Thursdays. But I think it's really cheap to get in. It's like $5. We don't get a lot of fans, so you get like to sit front row. Like, you get a good view of the court. So we're good. Like, we're not a bad team. We win at least 20 games a year. This year we're gonna do a lot better than that, but I think we're entertaining to watch. We've had quite a few people be really successful. I played with a girl named Morgan Bailey. We she was all conference, like the MVP of her conference when I was a freshman. She played overseas in like Portugal, Australia, I think China, like some really cool places. And then I never played with Jen Hampson, but she went to the WNBA. She was our conference MVP. We've actually had the last, I think it's 4 or 5 years, we've had the MVP from our team every year. This last year, she's on our team now, Cassie Broadhead. She's the MVP from last year. Hopefully, she'll get it this year. Not hopefully, she'll get the MVP again. But yeah, there's a lot of good history. You guys should all come to our games. We're a really great team. We're fun to watch. It's cheap. It's a good activity to bring your kids to. We can sign autographs after games. You can meet all the players. I don't know what else to say. Just come to our games. I have like a strange like addiction to like celebrities. Like I love learning about them. I don't know why, but I have like all my I don't know, news people that give me updates on like the Kardashians, like or like One Direction, stuff like that. I love, so I know a lot of like fun facts about like who's dating who, like who's gonna be in this movie, what new singles are out, and yeah, all my friends, they'll like come up to me and be like, "Oh, did you hear about this?" I'm like, "That was like a week ago. Like you're behind, you're way behind." Or what new albums are out, and I'll be like, "Oh, like you can check it this one out, this one out." I'll always know that stuff. I mean, I grew up on a farm, so I I have tons of funny stories with like, because I grew up, so my 3 older sisters, they all like were out of the house by the time I was like a teenager and like actually had help. So I was between two, I had an older brother and a younger brother, and we always fought, like always would fight, especially when we were out on like working on the farm. So I have like some funny stories with that, like throwing rocks at each other, at driving the four-wheelers. We have fun, yeah. So most of my summers I really didn't spend with friends. I spent with my brothers on the farm. Like I didn't really do a lot. I'm a natural blonde. Like yeah, I'm not brunette. Yeah, I dye my hair all the time. It's bad, but I can pop my elbows. Like I don't have any like. Literally, I just play basketball. Like I do that or watch TV. Oh, I love concerts. I go to concerts way too much. I've been to so many, but it's like a waste of my money. But yeah, like next week I'm going to Harry Styles in Phoenix. I'm driving there. I'm crazy. But what's my favorite? One Direction. I'm like completely in love with, like they're not even together anymore, but that was my favorite concert. Yeah. I went when I was in like high school too. I like cried. Like you see those videos of the girls that are like weeping and like sobbing over that. That was me. That was me. It's a real thing. I think growing up, I wish I would have, even though I did put in extra time, I wish I would have put even more, like made sure I shot every day. That's exaggerating, but I wish I had done that. And for like people that want to be good, I think you need to focus on your weaknesses, because it's easy to go practice what you're good at, but to get out of your comfort zone and go and work on, because I'm not a great like ball handler or anything. I wish I would have done like, or outside shooter, because I was always on the block growing up. I wish I would have tried the stuff I wasn't good at, and then it would make me a complete player other than just being really good at certain things. I'm really passionate about like people believing in themselves, because I've been through some things where I doubted myself and like let people's words kind of affect me and like my actions and how I feel about myself. And now that I'm like in a good place, I just want people to know that like who cares what people think of you, like do the right thing. And honestly, if you just work hard, you'll find success, even if you go through the struggles. Like failure, a lot of people look at failure and they think oh, I don't want to fail, I don't want to risk anything, but I think failure teaches you just as much as like achieving something, and you can learn even more from that. Yeah, my life mission, yeah. Honestly, it's just to enjoy what I do. That's when I'm most nervous when I'm done with basketball is to like be sitting at a job that I don't really care about. Like I want to always be passionate, even if I'm not doing basketball anymore, say I go and work somewhere else. I want to like it and always be happy. Well, I'd like to end up being a basketball coach, and I love like helping people like reach their full potential. So that's what I'd like to do is help like young girls like I had a dream when I was young to play, like I would like to help them to achieve that and find that success.